Have you ever woken up and just felt tired? Not just physically tired, but a deep down, soul-level exhaustion. Tired of the same old routines, tired of making the same excuses, and tired of carrying the same regrets. You look around at your life and feel completely stuck, like you're running on a treadmill, going nowhere fast while time just keeps slipping away. If you're hearing my voice right now, believe me, this isn't an accident. This is your sign. This is your moment. Because it doesn't matter how broken you feel, how lost you are, or how far behind you think you've fallen. You can reset your entire life in just 30 days. No, not with some magic trick. And definitely not by waiting for the perfect time to come along. You do it by making a choice to change, starting right now, today. Let me tell you a story. It's about a man who found himself alone in a small, dark room. He was surrounded by a mountain of unpaid bills, a graveyard of broken dreams, and a crushing sense of failure that felt like a physical weight on his chest. He'd lost his job, and with it, he'd lost his confidence. Slowly but surely, he was losing his hope too. One night, he caught a glimpse of himself in the mirror and barely recognized the person staring back. The spark in his eyes was gone. That was the night he made a decision. It was a simple one. He wasn't going to try to fix everything all at once. Instead, he was going to give himself just 30 days. Real, lasting transformation doesn't happen in some big, dramatic, movie-like moment. Wake up early, especially on the days you don't feel like it. Make your bed. That first small win sets the tone for the day. Clean your room, clean your car, clean your digital space. Unfollow accounts, mute conversations, and distance yourself from people or content that constantly drain your energy. Think of it like this. When your environment is clean and organized, your mind finally gets the space it needs to breathe again. Now, during these first few days, your mind is going to put up a fight. It's programmed for comfort and familiarity, even if that familiarity is miserable. It will whisper all your old doubts back to you. It will remind you of every past mistake, every failure, and all the reasons you've convinced yourself that you can't change. But you have to remember this critical truth. Your past is a lesson, not a life sentence. Every single successful person you admire, every person you look up to, once stood exactly where you are right now, confused, scared, and completely unsure of the next step. The only difference between them and everyone else? They didn't give up on themselves when it got hard. They chose to believe in their future self more than they believed in their past failures. Then comes the second phase, days 11 through 20. This is where you begin to rebuild. And during this phase, discipline becomes your absolute best friend. This is the part where you start doing the hard things, especially when your initial wave of motivation has faded. You start exercising, not just to look good for summer, but to feel strong and capable from the inside out. You start reading, not to impress anyone with what you know, but to genuinely expand your mind and grow as a person. You dedicate time every single day to working on your skills, your goals, and your future, even when the progress feels painfully slow. Because here's a secret. Progress is almost always invisible right before it becomes unstoppable. The man from our story? He started waking up at 5 a.m., not because he was suddenly a morning person who loved the sunrise, but because he decided he loved his future more than he loved the comfort of his warm bed. He started walking every morning, plugging in his headphones and listening to motivational talks, drilling it into his own head that pain is temporary, but regret lasts forever. And slowly, something incredible began to happen. His confidence started to return. Not because he'd achieved some massive success, but because he was keeping the promises he made to himself. Each small promise kept was another brick laid in the foundation of his self-respect. Finally, you reach the last 10 days 21 to 30. This is where the magic really happens. This is where your identity begins to shift. You are no longer someone who is trying to change or wants to change. You are someone who has changed. The habits that felt so difficult just a few weeks ago now start to feel natural, almost automatic. Your mind feels sharper. Your vision for your life becomes clearer. You find yourself naturally tuning out the distractions and pointless drama that used to consume your attention, and instead, you start chasing purpose. And in that process, you realize something profound. Resetting your life was never about becoming some brand new person. It was about stripping away all the noise, the fear, and the bad habits to return to the powerful, capable person you were always meant to be. By day 30, the man in the story wasn't suddenly rich. He wasn't famous. But he was powerful. He had self-respect. He had clarity. And most importantly, he had momentum. Within a year, his life looked completely different. He had a new career, healthier relationships, and a genuine sense of peace. Not because of luck, and not because someone came to rescue him, but because he refused to give up on himself during those crucial 30 days. Here's the honest truth for you right now. No one is coming to save you. The hero isn't on their way. But the good news, the great news, is that you don't need saving. You have everything you need already inside of you. What you need is courage. What you need is consistency. And what you need is a 30-day commitment to yourself. If you can control your mornings, control your habits, and control your mindset for just 30 days, you can fundamentally change the direction of your entire life. So please, start today, not tomorrow. Not next Monday, not after the holidays. Start right now. The moment this video ends. Give yourself 30 days of unwavering discipline, intense focus, and radical belief in yourself. And I promise you, one day in the not-so-distant future, you will look back at this exact moment and realize it was the day everything changed for the better. Your real life is waiting for you. It's time to reset it. Thank you for watching. If this message resonated with you, please consider subscribing for more content to help you build your best life. You've got this.